In this video, we're going to take a look now at the rhythm that we'll play our chords to. In our last video with the chords, we looked at how that differs between the verse and the chorus, and then what we do in the bridge. And now we want to look at what rhythm it is in each section that we'll use. We also want to take a look at then the melody that we play, that melody line that we use right away at the intro and then also in between the verses. Okay, so let's take a look at our rhythm. When we get into this first verse, our chord changes really are going to be the only thing that determine the rhythm. So a lot of whole notes, holding it out for 4 beats, just anytime a chord changes, we're going to move into the new positions of chords, and we're not really providing rhythm outside of that. It's coming from other instruments, okay? So right away when we hit that A, and then we're just waiting until the E comes. And then our F sharp minor 7, and then to the D chord. All right. Make sure you practice those chord shapes so that you can follow along this well. And that just kind of continues all the way through the first verse, and then the F sharp minor 7 to the D, and then we would go to another intro line, which we'll take a look at. Okay. Then we get to the pre-chorus. And the very last line of the pre-chorus is where we can start building a little bit. Generally, you don't have to the first time through. It's just still kind of keeping with every chord change until you get to the chorus. And then we're going to play quarter notes, okay? So just every kind of, beat a pulsing pattern in our right hand. So we come now to the actual chorus forever, and it's quarter notes. 1, 2, forever he is glorified, as just continuing through that. F sharp minor 7 to the D, back to the A, to the E, he is alive, F sharp minor 7. And then when we come back to the pre-chorus, we're back to holding it out for just the entire chord's length until we have to change to the next chord. Okay, drums and bass will start to provide more of the rhythm and build. Now that second pre-chorus, however, at this point, we would start bringing back in a little bit more movement. So we kind of do a pattern of 1 and then beat 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the ground began to shake, stone was rolled, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now quarters, 2, 3, to the big chorus, forever, 2, back to quarters all the way through, okay? So you see how it just kind of builds in layers. So that was halfway through that pre-chorus, the ground began to shake, that you begin to kind of layer in a little bit more movement, but it's not just straight quarters all the way through. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, the stone was rolled away, okay? So you're saving a little bit for getting to that big chorus. So that will carry you then through the second chorus, which is big, repeats, and then you go now to the bridge, okay? This is where we change down to our lower, the second inversion of the A. You hold the chord until the next chord comes. So these lower, sounding chords, as you kind of go through it all the way, just, till the chord change comes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We sing hallelujah. 4, 1, 2. And then the Lamb has overcome. When that builds to go back into the chorus, you can build a little bit rhythmically right there. Follow kind of the building that the drums are doing. They're going to be doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and forever, coming in on a big chorus at the end. Okay. Now you don't want to probably play eighth notes with that. You want to come. So we sing hallelujah. So quarters is about as fast as you're going to get. And this is the B minor. We sing the Lamb is overcome all the way through, and then forever, back to quarters in the chorus. Okay, so very simple in its approach. You just have to use those rhythms strategically, and it's generally the choruses that you're going to have those quarter notes. Okay, so there's the rhythm. Now let's take a look at the melody, all right? So the melody line that we use. And so you're gonna be up higher, and so you're gonna have to lift, we were down here for all of our chording, we're gonna be up higher, and we're gonna start on a G sharp. I'm just gonna play it and then we'll talk through it, okay? So it's on the A chord, so an A chord, and you come back to that same G sharp that you started with for this first little sequence. Now on the B minor, you start on the same note again, but the ending note is different. It comes down to an F sharp. Okay, so let me play that through all the way without stopping. So G sharp where we start. 3, 4. Now the B minor. Okay, so very similar between kind of those two phrases. You just ending notes are different. So that was the G sharp, A, up to the C sharp, back to the G sharp. Okay, so that covers the first two chords. Now on the B minor, so G sharp, B minor bass, A, C sharp, and then to an F sharp. And that makes it fit with a D chord. All right, so really in your left hand, you're just doing these big octaves, A's, and you could add the fifth in there, okay? So like adding an E, it's like you're doing, if you're looking at the potential chord here, A, C sharp, but no third, just the fifth, that gives a little bit bigger of a sound. And then the B minor, okay, on the D right there. It'll be even bigger in between the two first verses in terms of dynamic, but you want it to be very together and unified in its sound. And that's gonna be the melody that you'll play for forever.